Another race, another round, a regular season finale, the RB Custom Rigs Xfinity Series at the iRacing Virtual Track of Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 100 laps. And as usual, these drivers will be fighting to either stay in the top 12 or trying to get in the top 12. I guess we will find out tonight who the top 12 will be. If we don't, well, we'll find out next week. But welcome, everybody, back to MaxSpeedTV. Of course, myself, Joshua Medlock, on a microphone for y'all here tonight. Ryan Branshaw joining us back. Ryan, hopefully you had a good Christmas, a new year. And, well, we get back to racing here, buddy. The regular season finale for the Xfinity Series.
Yes, sir, and I'm looking forward to it. These drivers have put on a show the last couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to see who's all going to get in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, I did go live a little bit early here tonight. Now, what they're going to do is when it comes down to about 7 minutes left of practice, they're going to close the track, and then everybody's going to come out. They are going to be doing a 3-wide salute all the way up until practice ends and goes to qualifying for everybody that we have lost here in 2020 and, of course, now in 2021. So that is the plan that Scott and the group, the admins, wanted to do. I think Scott actually had the idea, but that is what Scott wants to do. He got it approved, and everything is going to happen on that. But we will go ahead and get to the pre-race analytics here real quick. We'll go through the points during the drivers' meeting. But air temp of 78, track temp of 103. Ooh, Ryan, that's warm out there.
Oh yeah, just a little. That's warm for Indy. I can attest to that. It's big. I'm losing my mind over here. It's warm for Indy because yeah. I'm not even gonna say that. But it's warm for Indy up here. I'd be surprised if we, got above 70, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Or, like, especially in the time that they raced. They raced in, like, the spring, I wanted to say, this year.
I believe so. Something like that. I don't watch real NASCAR, so I don't know. But, yeah, 103 degrees. Now, I think that track temp, though, is going to gradually fall off. So they might not have to deal with that throughout the whole race. Let's hope not. But they are going to be pulling 100 laps here this evening, 250 miles. Tire window, they got 5 total sets. I put it at about 25 to 30 laps. So that kind of sets it really within the fuel window. I was told a certain fuel window, but I went ahead and did something a little bit different. 20 to 27 laps on fuel, Ryan. So let's say they can make it to, say, 25 laps on fuel and split it. That, if there's no cautions, of course, that could give them an extra set if we get a green-white checker.
Yeah, and especially these tire sets, we've been seeing it all season, especially as drivers. You need to save a tire set, at least one tire set, because if it starts to become a wreck fest at the end of the race, you're gonna want that tire set, because not everybody else will have it, but maybe you will, and that could be the difference between powering up through the field on the last stint or losing the race. So. We'll have to see what plays out with these drivers, if they save that tire set or they use it up early.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll have to, yeah, definitely. Tires, I think, might be, and it could come down to fuel, too, or it could come down to both. But tires definitely could be the biggest problem here. Now, pit road speed is 60 miles an hour. We got a pace speed of 75. And like Pocono, Talladega, it is a long trek around pit road under caution.
That's a grueling 50-ish miles, 60 miles an hour. That's a long time to go.
75 for pace.
For pace. Oh, yeah, even pace. Oh, I thought we were talking about pit road. 60 miles an hour on pit road's not fun either, but 75. No. I hope that everybody's like, yeah, we should kind of chill out here, because I don't want to spend 5 minutes going 3 laps around here just for pace speed, because that's not fun either. So we'll, yeah, definitely look out for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I just got to looking here. Not really a whole lot of drivers right now. 24 drivers have entered the facility here, Ryan. A rather low turnout for the Xfinity Series. Right now, I mean, we still got a little time for drivers to join, but 24 is not a whole lot of drivers. I sense if we have this low turnout, we're going to see a lot of separation out there here this evening.
Draft will definitely be important, and the length of the track, like we were saying earlier, it's the same length as Daytona. You just can't hold it flat out. So if somebody makes a mistake in front of a group, well, that's going to separate the two packs, and you're going to want to try to get back up there, especially with these cars and the downforce, how, I guess, downforce reliant these cars are. Staying in the draft will be essential, especially when it comes to fuel. If you can stay in that draft, you'll be able to save some fuel and maybe have a leg up on everybody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we are going to be coming down to about a minute to go before they end up closing practice. Practice was open 10 minutes early to allow these drivers that extra field and that extra time to practice before they closed it here. Now less than a minute to go. Like I said, we are going to be getting down here to really a lap of silence, or several laps of silence. Now, my mic and Ryan's mic will be muted in OBS. You will not be able to hear us talk. However, the cars, the engines, you will still be able to hear, to let you all know we are still live. And as I do see, we've got Kevin Kasem, 18, out there saying hello. Glad to have you. We'll get to chat definitely here when we get, of course, during the race, qualifying and the drivers meeting. But Ryan, of course, as always, glad to have you back out here, as we are going to come down here now to the end. We are going to go ahead and step away here, folks, as they get lined up. Alrighty, folks. Well, they are sitting at the start-finish line waiting for everybody to get caught up. And 3 wide. And, of course, we will continue this 3 wide salute. Once they start, we will, of course, I will go back. And here we go, folks. Well, alrighty, folks, as we get now into qualifying, a 3 wide salute for everybody that we have lost in 2020, of course. And now we get back into the things, but That goes, of course, to everybody that we have all lost in 2020. But let's get down here into the qualifying. And, of course, we are going to go ahead now and step away and play the national anthem. Hang tight, folks. We'll be right back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the
Alrighty, folks, we're back live here on MaxSpeedTV. Of course, qualifying is going to be coming down to an end here in about 10 seconds. And it looks like old Vroom Vroom right now. Nicholas Vroman there, going to be up there in that top spot. We do still have some drivers out here putting in times, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to do it. As Paul Henley there, and that I don't have him on a car number on his car, but I do know he's in the 63, so I do know that. But Paul Henley there going to be in 14th. Chris Seidenfaden there going to be rounding it out in 16th. And then all the way back, it looks like Justin Rideout, Gary May, James DeCareless, one of our standby drivers, Rafe Slate, is going to be not able to qualify. He's going to start back into the back. And, of course, Danny Rogers there in that number 1. He is going to start in the back as well. But let's go ahead and get down to what everybody, of course, has been waiting on as they get, of course, into the drivers' meeting here real quick. We'll try to run through this as quickly as we can, but, boy, it's still close. We got GT Hawkins up in the top spot, mathematically locked into the chase. Up a spot there into that first, 373 points. Gary Sexton probably mathematically locked in as well. There up a spot into second, 346 points, 27 back. Vroom Vroom probably locked in. Now, with the poll, I would say he was probably mathematically locked in anyway, Ryan. You know, usually the top 3, 4 are locked in, but Vroom Vroom there into that third spot. Austin Hill there down 3 spots into fourth, 327. Mathematically probably locked into 14th. Bryce Sidisak going to stay where he's at in fifth, 320.7 back. I think from about Bryce on back, maybe Ed on back is where you're going to run into maybe those that they just need a solid finish, Ryan. Ed Morse there in 6th, 297 points, 23 back. Zach Willard in 7th, 279 points, 18 back and up a spot. Todd Cray there in 8th, 273.6 back. I think Todd, he needs a strong run out here. Go ahead.
And then we got in 9th, Brad Wetzel Pretzel. He's with 260 points. He's 13 behind Todd Cray and 113 behind the leader. Michael Thwaites in 10th with 255 points, 5 points back, and 118 behind the leader. Kyle Sieg up 6 spots from last week, or from the break, with 244 points. And then we start getting into the chase cutoff with David Elliott, 243 points. He's 130 points back from the leader. He, of course, will probably need a good finish here tonight to lock himself into the chase. But Willie Nelson on the outside looking in, 234 points. He's up 5 from the break as well. He's looking hot tonight. Brian Wasserman is in 14th with 231 points. He is still in contention for this chase, of course. He is 3 back on Willie Nelson and 142 back on the leader. Carlos, he is 220 points. He's up 4 from the break, and he of course still has a shot at it. And rounding out the top 16, Nick Hunt with 219 points. Your Talladega winner, the series opener at Talladega. He won that race. Let's see if he can do something here tonight to get into the chase.
You was talking about Nick Hunt. Nick Hunt is not here that I'm seeing, as well as Austin Hill. There's 2 drivers I'm not seeing out here racing, unfortunately. But I would say, yes, they would definitely have probably made it if they would have got here. Now, Austin probably still going to be mathematically locked in. But, you know, you take a look at the points here, Ryan, and you see kind of what's at stake here. You know, the chase starts next week. I mean, what do you got to do if you're, I would say, probably 7th on back? What do you have to do and for 7th through 12th? But on the outside looking in, you have got to make sure that you're ahead of some of these drivers that are ahead of you.
Yeah, of course, and I think that's where strategy comes into play. I think we've been hit or miss this season with cautions. You're probably going to need to line up your pit stops, do something different than everybody else. I mean, it's all or nothing time for those outside the top 12, except for those just, you know, a couple spots forward or backwards. They're going to need to do something like that, but a little more conservative. That would be my game plan. But 7th and off, you just need to finish here tonight. Only 24 drivers. As long as you can get a top 20, top 15 finish, and keep your car clean, you'll be good. You'll be golden. You'll be in the chase. But for those outside looking in, I'm looking at Willie Nelson on back. They're going to have to do something. It's going to be a desperation attempt for them. just because 10 points up
Yeah.
in a race. That's a little difficult to do. They're
Well,
going to need to get something huge here tonight.
Well, you look at Willie Nelson here, who qualified 5th, so he's going to grab a bonus point here for qualifying in the top 12. And you look at who is in the top 12. Nicholas Froman, Todd Craig, Kyle Sieg, William Hartman, Willie Nelson, Ed Morse, GT, Darren, Gary, Bryce, Zach, and Carlos. Willie Nelson there, out of those, Willie and Carlos are the only two that qualified in the top 12. Brian, unfortunately, got back in the 17th. So, he's not going to get that bonus point that he so desperately needs. So what's that say about Willie and Carlos here? Grabbing that bonus point. It's going to go 8 and 10. If you add it, go ahead and add it to it. Now, that puts them one spot further, but then those that are ahead of them, David Elliott, did not pick up a bonus point. He qualified 15th. So could that hurt David? I mean, technically he lost that 1 point if you look at it between him and Kyle Sieg.
Well, Willie Nelson, that's great news for him, of course. That's one more point he doesn't have to pick up. I think with the scoring system here, it's 45, then 43, 42, and then it just goes down.
Yeah, that's
from there.
Based on winning, yeah.
Yes, like going down one from there. I think finishing 8 spots in front of somebody instead of 9 spots, it could be the difference between if you get in and if you get out.
So let's talk about pit road here. If we say we stay green, this is a long 2.5 miles. Mile track. So if we're green, we have green flag pit stops. How important is it to get on pit road and get off safely?
No mistakes. 60 miles an hour is fast. It doesn't feel fast when you're coming off of the racetrack going 180 consistently. It doesn't feel fast at all, and you can easily slide through your pit stall, and that'll be a couple seconds you cannot get back. That'd be huge, especially speeding penalties as well. That can end your night. Pit road is obviously going to be your best friend and your saving grace if you were Willie Nelson, but it could also be your downfall.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think pit road is going to be one of those things we're going to definitely have to watch, as well, of course, as the fuel and the tires. I think all that in a combination is going to play a factor. But what do you say we go ahead and get our pole sitter up here in the booth here tonight? Nicholas of Vroom Vroom Roman. Got a copy.
What's up, man?
Well, grabbing the pole out here tonight, buddy. I would say mathematically, though, already locked in, so you don't really have anything too much to worry about. But it is Indianapolis. You are going to start off strong here. Round 10, the regular season finale, buddy. How's the track? How's the car? How's the setup? And, man, what is it going to take here, bud?
It feels good, man. I like it. It's a little loose. I like loose. I'd rather be loose than tight. And it's checkers and records for me, man. I plan on bringing this checker flag home.
Well, you know what happened last night. Yeah, you guys went 1, 2, 3. Do you think you might be able to do it again here tonight?
Yeah, man. GT Motorsports. We have a great car and great competition, man. We work well together, and I think we can do it tonight.
All righty. Well, it's Indianapolis, 150 miles or 100 laps, 250 miles. What do you think is going to be the biggest key, the biggest problem out here?
Clean track. This track could be hard to pass. Even the long straightaways, it's pretty tight corner. So keeping this bad 95 GT Motorsports machine out front is going to be key.
All righty, Ryan. Anything for a pole sitter here tonight, bud?
Go get him, Nick. We're looking forward to seeing you here at the end.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep. Good night, Nicholas.
Yep, no problem.
All right, get him back down there to his teammate. Well, let's get down here to, how about we pull up? Let's see here. I want to pull up somebody that's, how about David Elliott? I mean, he's kind of on the bubble. Well, I would say kind of. He is on the bubble. How about we pull up David Elliott?
Let's do it.
All right, David, got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, David, you're on a bubble out here, man. You're 12th in the points. I know you say don't remind me. So no pressure. But 1 point behind Cal City. You're still in the top 12. But, Bud, what do you have to do to hang on to that spot?
I think tonight's just going to be all about having a clean run, trying to stay out of trouble. I think if I can just come out of here top 15, no kind of trouble, I think we'll be safe.
What do you think is going to be your biggest? You don't have to say it if you don't want to, but what do you think is going to be your biggest problem out here? I mean, because Indy, all 4 turns are pretty much the same.
Yeah, probably a long run's going to be my pitfall, but because this thing gets tight, it don't want to turn. It's pretty terrible tonight, so it's all going to be all about saving the right front and trying not to burn it up and push up into the wall and tear it all up and get shoved to the last place. So like I said, just try to keep it clean, manage a good long tire run, and try to maybe pull out some fuel strategy somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, you just have to wait and see. All right, David, well, good luck out there for myself. Ryan, anything for David Elliott?
Hey, best of luck out there tonight.
Appreciate it, man. Thank y'all. Everything you guys do up here at MaxSpeedTV.
Thanks, David. All right, getting back down there to his team. How about we go? Who do you want to interview? Just out of curiosity.
Well, let's look one spot below him, Willie Nelson. He's in the 5th position.
Okay, Willie. Let's go back up here. I'm trying to find him here in the ATVO here. All right, let me see here. Willie Nelson. I don't remember what team he's in. I want to say GT. Yep, there he is.
Yep.
All righty, he's yours. There he is.
All right, Willie Nelson, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you are 13th in points, one position out of the chase. You made up a point in qualifying there on your 9-point gap between you and David Elliott. What is your plan for tonight?
Well, plan is to survive towards the beginning portion of this race. These cars got an update this previous season, and it's a little unfamiliar, a lot less grip than what they did have. Draft doesn't play as much as a big factor, and I don't really know what to expect. I didn't get much practice in this car between then and tonight's race, so it'll be interesting to see what I can do. It seems I'm pretty fast in practice, so hopefully we can keep it up there and just stay out of trouble.
Yeah, for sure. And you think you're gonna pull anything like out of the box? We were talking about that before we dragged you up. Like, you might need to. Everybody that's outside, they might need to pull something off with strategy. Are you thinking just go with the flow, or do you have something in mind?
Well, I don't know. I did something last season in the trucks, or no, 2 seasons ago in the trucks, and that got me the win here. But I mean, I could try something again, but I don't know if it'll work. I think going with the flow is definitely going to be something, unless we get some cautions in here and change up the strategy and give us more options.
Alrighty, well, best of luck here tonight. Hopefully, we'll see you at the top 12 in the end.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good luck, Willie.
Thanks.
All right, let's get down here at about a minute and a half, less than a minute and a half to go here, Ryan. Now, we do have our picks out here tonight, and yes, I will go ahead and say it now that he's not up here. Willie Nelson, of course, is my pick out here tonight to bring it home into victory lane and, of course, to get it into the chase. I don't know if he'll bring it home into victory lane, but I do hope he gets into the chase. That I will say that might be the main reason why I picked him, because I love going for those drivers on the outside looking in. But Ryan, who did you have picked here tonight?
I'm going to pick Ed Morris. He is in 6th. He set the 6th best qualifying time here tonight. He's sitting 6 in points too. 6 is always my number, so he is my pick.
Well, he's in the 7 though.
Well, he just had to one up the 6, I guess.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Well, vroom there, up in the top spot. Less than 30 seconds to go. Let's go ahead and get the driver bar off of there. We'll get him on the grid here momentarily. Pacing here at Indianapolis. I will say I hate pacing at Indy.
We're going to have to come up with something to something to do while they're pacing if they do, because geez, it's gonna be 5 minutes of us just watching cars going 75 miles an hour, holding their positions.
We'll have time to interview drivers. I'll tell you
there
that
you go.
much.
Oh, that's true. We haven't done that much this season.
No, they usually go back green pretty quickly, but let's get down here on the MaxSpeedTV starting grid here tonight. Vroom, vroom. Going to get us going here. Nicholas Vroman with a 53.457. Congratulations to Vroom, vroom for getting the pole out here tonight for round number 10. We got Todd Cray going to be starting on the outside of him in second. I know we got a pick out there for Todd Cray. We'll get to that in just a second. Kyle Sieg there in third. William Hartman there in fourth. Willie Nelson in fifth. Ed Morris sixth. GT Hawkins seventh. Darren Bruce in eighth. Gary Sexton in ninth. And Bryce Sedisak going to round out the top 10. Just go ahead and finish us out here, Ron.
All right, in 11th, we got Zach Willard. Carlos Maciel is in 12th. He's one of our prospective chase drivers here tonight, as well as Brad Wetzel, who is in 13th. Paul Henley is in 14th. David Elliott, our bubble driver, is in 15th. Chris Seidenfaden in 16th. Brian Wasserman, one of those other prospective chase drivers, in 17th. Michael Thwaites in 18th. Tom Amassey in 19th. Rafe Slade, right? In 9th.
That's what I say.
In 20th. And then the drivers who didn't qualify, Danny Rogers. Oh, that's not right, but it
Danny
has
Rogers, 21st.
He's in 24th. Yeah, I got the iRacing up here. That's James DeCarellis in 24th. Gary May in 22nd. Justin Rideout in 23rd, and then Danny Rogers in 24th.
All right. Well, we'll just go with that then.
Yeah.
We'll just go with whatever you say. I got the ATVO timing screen thing, so you know.
Yeah, I got the regular iRacing up, and it says 24th next to his name, but he's above James and all of them. So,
oh, that's
who knows?
Weird.
Yeah, threw me off a little.
Well, it happens. All right, we got a pick for GT Hawkins out there with Jeremy Knapp. We got Carlos Basil out there in chat. Of course, Carlos is racing. We got Road Dog out there. Well, we're actually fixing to start here, Road Dog. They're going to make one pace lap, and then we'll get going. Got Kimberly Jacoby out there rooting on Vroom Vroom. Of course, Jessica Hardifer out there, the one that was talking about rooting on Todd Cray. She is out there in chat. Kevin Kasem. Looks like we got Brendan Kennedy out there. How many do we have watching right now? We got about 15 watching out here this evening. 100 laps, though, here at Indianapolis. This is, they're going to be putting in about 50, what was it, about 52, 53 second laps, so only about a lap a minute, roughly. All right, the big question is, how quickly are we going to get spread out, Ryan?
That is the big question, and I could expect somebody getting loose, everybody having to check up, and then that front pack starting to get away, and the back, I don't want to say back of the pack, but the pack that got separated to start to fall behind, because that draft is important. Even though it may not have as big of an effect here, but it will be important nonetheless here today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, as we make our way around, well, this strike gets me confused, kind of like what Pocono does. I believe that's going to be turn
3, it looks like.
3, yep. Coming into the short chute here, coming into 4. Pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road here, and it'll be Vroom Vroom going to be getting us going here tonight at Indianapolis. Just waiting on that Ford Mustang to dive off to the safety of pit road. There it goes. Ford off and away on pit road. Vroom Vroom. The long front stretch here at Indianapolis. Green flag is out. Boogity, 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 folks. Racing tonight here at Indy, and we are already wrecking in the back.
No caution, it looks like.
No caution!
But they are tight against each other into turn 1 and into turn 2. They are side by side. It looks like Zach Willard is side by side with another driver back there. They are close together off at the turn, and they look like they're going to keep clean to the turn 3 here.
All right, well, I'm going to be going back here onto the whatever happened back here in the back here on the start of the race with no caution. I know Tom and Massey was involved in this. It looks like somebody didn't go. Might have been the 05 or somebody up ahead of him that didn't go. But that's going to send the 05 hard into the wall. So as we go ahead and get back up live here for the first lap here tonight, it's going to be Vroom Vroom going to lead the first lap. A nice call there, Ryan, to call that while we were taking a look there at that little mishap there on the start of the race.
Yeah, and it looks like James DeCarellis will be black flagged for that incident on the start there. And he will have to serve a very costly penalty under green here.
Oh, I did not pull up that penalty chart. Oh, that is one thing I forgot to do. Let's get that Xfinity penalty chart back up here, or up here. Indianapolis. We'll wait and see exactly if it comes across the stripe there. As we get down here, of course, it's going to be Vroom Vroom going to lead the second lap, and you can really see how, Ryan, these drivers on the front and back stretch, how they weave down and then weave back up. They're trying, like IndyCar, they're trying to break the draft off of the drivers behind them.
Yeah, and breaking the draft, that would be not letting that would give you an advantage, as the cars behind you will not have, the hole in the air that you're punching through. And getting into the turn, you'll be slightly ahead of them.
All right, we'll take a look
So,
here. Go ahead.
Looks like that's GT Hawkins side by side. He's making a move there.
On Ed Morris.
Yep, there he goes, and he will clear him off of 4.
Yes, he did.
And it looks like and Gary Sexton's peeking on the 27 of Darren Bruce, and he is also going to clear him in turn 1 and slide up in front of him.
Yeah, it looks like Zach Willard also peeking there. And he is going to make the pass over Darren Bruce. Here comes the 17 of Brad, the Wetzel Pretzel, as we call him here. He is also going to look to the inside of the 27 of Darren Bruce. Side by side on the backstretch. Down into turns 3 here. I think the 17 is going to have it. Yes, he did.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. You might go on the outside at this track, maybe 1.5 miles so you can, but here at Indy, there's one groove and one groove only right against that curb.
Nope, still pretty much stacked up here. We're going to see, of course, the top drivers here. We got a battle here. Todd Cray, Kyle Sieg. Yeah, they thought about going there up with Vroom Vroom, and Vroom Vroom still hanging on. Man, the way they come out of these corners here, though, they get so close to the wall, Ryan. I think they're going to smack it.
Oh, yeah, and one little mistake, you will smack it. And it's not easy to once it's happening, you're much along for the ride, and everybody behind you, too. That's one of those things that will cause a wreck here tonight, I'm sure. But we shall see. Looks like Vroman going back into the bottom. Todd Cray's going to try to take him on the outside, maybe if he can get to the quarter. And yes, he will. He's going to drive it in deep into turn number 1, trying to get that run off, and he does. Jeez. Hey.
Vroom Vroom, though, still holding the inside.
Look at that. As soon as I say you can only run the inside, Todd Cray's just going to show me up. Oh, but it looks like Sieg's going to help Vroman here instead of the 22, which will be a huge disadvantage to the 22 car, and the 22 will get stuck on that outside if he stays up there for too long.
Yeah, and that's going to allow that 95. He hasn't completed it just yet again. But, yeah, it looks like right there he is going to complete it coming out of, well, the middle between 3 and 4. And out of 4, he is going to complete that pass. Vroom Vroom back up front. Todd Cray tried to do it. Kyle Sieg, though, said otherwise. William Hartman GT Hawkins, Willie and Nelson, and Ed Morris doing some battling here together. That's back around 6th, 7th position, and looks like the 7 going to take that spot. No, Willie's going to take that spot. The 13 of Gary Sexton. Get back here a little bit further here, though, Ryan. Chris Seiden, Fadden. Looks like Rafe Slate, Brian Wasserman, all right here together.
And they're on the go end of this pack, so they're gonna have to get back up there here real quick.
Brian Odell, how you doing out there, buddy? Well, as you can tell, single file throughout the track here. Room gonna lead his 6th, 7th lap there, and we got a pass behind him here. That is going to be the 67, I believe. Yes.
And Ryan Kyle Sieg there, he's under fire from the 2 GT Motorsports cars. You see GT Hawkins, he's helping the 7 down the backstretch there. As they go into the corner, he's helping draft with the 67. Same move we saw Sieg work with Roman over there a couple laps ago.
Well, 8 laps into this run, Ron, I would say they got a lot of heat built up those tires.
Yeah, I would say so. Track's pretty hot, so tires ought to be hot too. Oh, and we see GT, he's wiggling a little bit going into that first corner. He's going to fall back off of Hartman's bumper, but he's going to try to get it done with on Sieg here with Willie Nelson right behind him. Let's see where Willie goes. That'll be crucial to see if he can make the pass on Sieg here. And Willie's going to go with the 14 car, it looks like. And they're close going into that 3rd turn. Oh my goodness, they got inches apart. But GT will complete the pass. Sieg had him back out of it there. That's what we were talking about earlier. Oh, and he checked up in the middle of the corner. Nelson, oh, he got really close to the wall there. Oh, jeez.
Are we going to see 3? Oh, wait, 3. No, we were 2 wide. Looked like 3 wide there. And here at Indy, on the front and back stretch, though, Ryan, you can go 3 wide pretty easily. You just don't want to go 3 wide into the corners.
Oh, no, not all 3 of you will make that out of it. It'll be 1 wide by then, by the time you get out of the corner, because there's no way you can make it 3 wide through here. Obviously, it will happen tonight, now that I said it, but...
Yeah, well, that's me too, you know, Ryan. You know how I am. You know, I say something happens, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I got to say, though, they're running strong here early on. 90 laps to go here, coming to this time by. Now that I say that, well, Ryan, there you go. But Justin Rideout back here all by his lonesome. The number 8. Well, he is the 8 in the driver bar, but no number on his car. Running back here in 20th. He is still up 4 spots. We've got Michael Thwaites, the last one really in this pack here, in that number 12. I think tires, though, for the drivers back here in the back really starting to play a factor. As we see, I believe that is going to be the 108 of Reese Slate going to make the pass over on David Elliott. I mean, you see some passing going on, but it's usually into the corners. That's what we're seeing right now, is in the corners.
Well, like we were told earlier, it was so we got a battle up here for 2nd place. Todd Craig and William Hartman. The draft model on this car was updated, and it seems, according to the drivers, it seems that the draft doesn't play as much of a factor on the cars. And I gotta be honest, I don't think it played much of a factor to begin with, especially since the only few races I've done with these cars were at plate tracks. It's like we said, it will be a big factor, even though it's somewhat non-existent. But like you see Justin Rideout, he's not just you know, he's not bad at the track, of course, but he's lost the draft. So there's only so much you can do with without the draft.
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
and
I mean,
Sieg, he goes
whoa,
way wide into
yes, he does. That kind of checked up the drivers. 39 out on the outside of that 13 of Gary Sexton. Zach Willard.
Looks like he's
Go
got
ahead.
some damage on the left of that car. Have to go back and find. Oh, yep.
You're talking about, let's see, Kyle Sieg, right? Let's see,
Yes.
Left rear, you said?
Left rear. Oh, yeah, he had some help into that corner from Willie
yeah.
Nelson. He had big help.
Oh, yeah, looking at it here, man. That York's Welding left rear kind of smashed in there. Oh, and then that is definitely going to hurt that car here at this track. You got to have that spoiler, that back end has got to be clean.
Yes. And that's going to hurt the 25 of Willie Nelson, too, especially with the nose out there. I mean, you might be able to get away with a little bit of damage on the left rear, even though it's pretty significant on Kyle Sieg. It won't hurt him as much as it hurts that 25 car, since obviously the nose is right in the wind. So
yeah, that is on that right front right here, and you may see it here and say, well, that doesn't look too bad, but at this track, it can definitely hurt you. As we're taking a look at it here on that number 25 car, it's significant enough. I do wonder though, could it be helping his steering?
oh yeah, it definitely could be, but on those long straights, that pack of cars.
Ed Morris having a moment. He's starting to fall. Well, he fell way back. He got passed up by several drivers, at least 5, as he has fallen all the way back to 19.
Oh. And that was from the 39, once again, of Kyle Sieg. Ed Morris it didn't look like he turned in the corner. Kyle Sieg was expecting him to go into the corner normally, and it must have got tight on Morris, and he got hooked in the right rear and hard into the wall he went.
William Hartman taking over the lead over Vroom Vroom GT to second place. Todd Cray to third. Well, it's going to put William Hartman, GT Motorsports, GT Hawkins, GT Motorsports, and Todd Cray. Todd Cray is part of, I believe, ECM.
I want to say it's GT.
No, Todd Cray is part of East Coast Motorsports.
Oh, Todd Cray, my bad.
Yeah, Todd Cray.
Yes. Yep.
Now, Vroom Vroom, on the other hand, is actually a part of
Prime Time, I think.
Prime Time, I do believe. Yeah, so we got a couple of different teammates or teams up here. Willie Nelson, also part of GTM. That's going to be rounding out the top 5 here, just to kind of give everybody a perspective of the teams who we have out here. And Ryan, teammates can definitely help you if you're one of those drivers that is trying to get into the chase.
Oh yeah, and we've seen it, especially with William Hartman and GT moving up through the pack. GT went out of his way to help William into turn 3 and 4, or down that backstretch, even though he wouldn't have had the preferred angle on turn 3. He was still helping his teammate up there, and of course, if you get paired up with your teammates here, you can make a lot happen.
A lot of communication, for sure. Now, of course, we're looking at fuel laps here in about, I would estimate it at about 2 to 3 laps here is when that that first window of opportunity is going to be opening up. Ed Morris, though, is coming down pit road. Maybe a couple of laps shy early.
It looks he's got big damage from that collision with 39 of Sieg.
Did he blow? His speed is only 28 miles an hour.
Did he? Well, I'm looking back here.
If you can look back at that.
Yep. Yeah, his motor blew coming out of 2.
No. Well, he made it to his pit stall there. Oh, no. Tough break for Ed Morris. And
well, he definitely knew those temps were going up because off the corner he started accelerating and then just pulled down to the bottom. Still accelerating.
He knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah. I bet he did.
Man, oh, man. Tough break for Ed. That's going to be an automatic, I believe it's,
31 minutes.
31 minutes, or is it 35 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, if you had a 35-minute. I only had 31.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it really all depends, too, on how much damage is there as well. So,
yes.
I think it averages out, but anywhere between 31 to, we'll go with 31 to 37 required. Once you enter pit road or enter your pit stall, well, you can't back out of it. Oh, a little bit of tripping going on there between Rafe Slate and Darren Bruce. Rafe Slate going to make the pass over Darren Bruce. Rafe going to go right up ahead of him. And Darren going to fall back to Kyle Sieg. As I was just taking a look back here at about 10th, 11th, 12th here. I seen the battle going on there between them three. Chris Seidenfaden right behind him. Now they're starting to get a little bit of separation. Not a whole lot. Anywhere between a 10th of a second to about a second per se. Between each driver. So, Ryan, now we can really start seeing these tires really start to play a factor in what's happening out here on the track.
Yeah, not only tires, but fuel, too. If you're behind somebody like GT is behind William, he's saving fuel. His engine is not working as hard as Williams is. Williams combating the wall of air in front of him,
Yeah.
But GT, he's smooth sailing right behind him.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be, do they run it out to the life of their fuel, or do they run it out to when they're like, okay, I can't drive with these tires on?
Well, since we've been green, Ryan, knock on wood, let's hope we don't have a caution. We've been green, or getting a little bit of separation. I think with everybody not really like side by side, 2 and 3 wide, I think right now what you got to do is you just run it out. You run it until you can't run it no more to figure out exactly what you need to do, maybe coming down to the end. Now that I've said that, these drivers are going to be listening, and they're going to say, all right, I'm going to make a fool of Mr. Medlock up there in the booth, and I'm going to come down pit road. That, I think, is what's going to happen.
Yes, and I mean, it could be just because you said it, or team obligations. Like, I could see William and GT, and of course Willie Nelson, who's on the outside looking in. He's only in 5th place. I could see them all coming down pit road, so Willie still has the draft, and try to work to get Willie into the chase.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a lot of communication right now, Ryan, is happening within the team rooms. And, of course, we don't hear that because, well, they see things that we don't like here on MaxSpeedTV. So, we're going to keep it PG.
Yes. Family-friendly show.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks like William Hartman there coming out of 3, in between 3 and 4, that little short chute there. Going to be coming out of 4 here. This will be coming to lap 23 here. Doesn't look like William is going to be coming down pit road. GT, Todd Crave, Vroom, and Willie. It looks like everybody pretty much going to stay out right here on this time by. But they are, though, Ryan, within that fuel window right now. So we can expect some of these drivers, or really all of them, if they choose to do so, all come down at one time. If they all come down at one time, I'm going to turn the broadcast over to you, because that's just going to be a fiasco.
Oh, yeah. and that'll be, you know, of course, who doesn't screw up on pit road? That's something we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially if they come down all at one time, and it looks like Carlos is coming down right now. Says 81 hitting in chat.
All right, Carlos the Seal back here. He's on the outside looking in. So
Yep.
maybe
He's short pit, maybe.
Well, or he just has had enough of the tires, and you know, maybe trying to figure out if, you know, he can go a little bit longer on fuel. But yeah, he has hit our pit road here, so Carlos now down pit road, and this track is huge. So once we see these leaders come down pit road, and of course everybody's still on the lead lap except for Ed Morris, unfortunately, blown engine. He is 7 laps down, and he is going to continue to go laps down here. Oh man, I feel so bad for Ed, but I think mathematically he could be locked in. Could be.
Yeah, he's sitting in 6th. If he can get back out there and maybe salvage a top 20, I'm
Well, here
sure
we
he'll
go.
be okay.
William coming down. Willie gonna stay out. William, Cray, Vroom, Sexton, Wetzel. Oh my Lord! And this is a huge line of cars coming down pit road this time by. It looks like a lot of drivers either having the same strategy, or they heard our leaders saying, "Hey, I'm coming out pit road, so y'all better come too."
Yeah. And GT still out there. He is in first place with his teammate 2.5 seconds behind him, it looks like. GT, he might come this time. There he goes. He's coming this time along with Willie. They left their teammate William Hartman out there to dry, it looks like. Maybe that was just William had didn't have enough fuel from being out in the lead for so long, or just you know, different strategies for the both of them. But GT Hawkins down pit road. I'm gonna assume 4 tires and fuel for that 14 machine. Willie Nelson here, he's gonna come down 2 stalls in front of him, and they're gonna jack up the left side. GT all the way around to the right side and drop the jack. He's gone. Willie Nelson, still waiting on him to come out, and he'll be back out, not right behind him, but following right behind him there. And let's see where they cycle out here. As William Hartman, he's coming through turn 2 now on the outside of GT, and then Todd Cray's behind him. Let's see, GT, he's gonna stay low as Todd Cray is gonna blow by him here. But William Hartman with an extraordinarily large lead on Todd Cray and GT Hawkins. So they go side by side into turn 3. And Todd Cray will clear GT. Coming down this stretch.
Well, thank you for taking over there, Ryan. But really
Yes, sir.
quickly, looks like we have everybody that has made their pit stops except for Mr. Nelson himself. Wait. No,
Nelson,
he did.
yeah.
No, he did make a pit stop. Okay, yeah, just updated there. Okay, I got it. All right, so everybody has came down pit road then.
Well, it cycled out well for William Hartman. He's got quite the lead on Todd Cray and GT Hawkins. GT, he's going to go to the inside of Todd Cray. He had a huge run coming out of turn 2, and he's easily going to clear him going towards 3.
And that's the thing about this track is, you know, you can get some separation, but you have got the time. You know, you look at it here, William Hartman currently coming in tonight. Don't see William in the top 15. Do you know exactly where he is at in the points?
Who was it?
William Hartman.
Hartman. He is use trusty Control F. He is 19th in points. He's not completely out of it, but
man, he's got a lot of work to do, though.
Yeah.
19th. It's about 7 spots outside of the top 12. Man, I don't know if even a win would be able to do it. It really depends, I believe, on how many points he is back from that 12th position of David Elliott right now.
Yeah, I don't see how they can, or how he can get up there. He's 30 points back. That's a huge difference to make up in
and I don't
one race.
Well, we got 24 drivers. Oh, that's not a whole lot of drivers.
Nope.
Well, GT Hawkins mathematically locked in. We got Todd Cray coming in tonight. And I'm just going down here after the green flag pit stops here. Todd Cray coming in tonight, 8th in the points. He is on the bubble still. He just needs a strong, solid finish, and I think Todd will make it. 6 points behind Zach Willard. Right now, Todd's sitting in 3rd. Vroom Vroom mathematically locked in, sitting in 4th here. Sitting in 3rd in the points. Gary Sexton. Not sure exactly where Gary. Okay, he is 2nd in the point standings. He's mathematically locked in. Willie Nelson there in 6th. Now, he is 13th in the points. He is on the outside looking in, Brian. My pick here, he needs a solid finish, and he needs to hope that some of the drivers ahead of him have some mistakes or enough mistakes that if he gets a solid finish, he could get into the top 12. That is going off the top 6. Zach Willard coming into tonight. What is that? 7th? Yeah, 7th in the points.
Yes. Yep.
Likewise, I think a good solid run for Zach. He would be pretty much in it. Brad Wetzel, he needs a good solid run and probably hope for some drivers ahead of him to make some mistakes. But I think if a good solid run, pretty much anybody in the top 12 just needs a good solid run unless they're not mathematically locked in. I think that's what I'm trying to say, and I think everybody agrees with that. If you're not in the top 5 or 6, including Ed Morris, you have to have a good finish.
Yes, for sure. And I mean, for the top, we can kind of assume that the top, well, I'd say top 9-ish. They're sitting well.
Yes.
But obviously not locked in because, like say Ed Morris. Well, I'd say Ed Morris is locked in. That's a 40-point difference to. I don't know if. Can I do math? No, I can't.
23, 18, 6, 13, 5, 11, and 1. That's going back to the top 12, of course. To 12.
Yes. Yeah, he's got 297 points, and David Elliott has 243. That's still a 54 point difference.
Yeah, I would say Ed would be even with the little hiccup here tonight with that blown engine. I would say Ed would be mathematically locked in. I mean, we only have a 20. Well, now we only got 21 drivers out there racing, but we started with 24. There's not enough drivers out here for Ed to lose that many spots.
Yeah, so he is definitely locked in. Somebody who, well, with the starters here tonight, Zach Willard, I would even say is locked in. And with Todd Cray running well, that's your top 8 in the chase right there, I would say for certain. Brad Wetzel, though, he's got a 20-point gap. I'd say he just needs to finish the race at this point. Michael Thwaites with about a 10-point gap. That's where it starts to get a little iffy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we're looking at Michael Thwaites, Kyle Sieg, David Elliott, Willie Nelson, Brian Wasserman, and Carlos Maciel. It looks like who are all in contention for that 12th spot.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at Michael Thwaites here, currently running at about 13th here, and coming into tonight just inside the top 12 and 10th in the points. I mean, we can't stress this enough, Ryan. And I know we're rambling on about the points, but man, getting into the chase is so important for these drivers. There's only 5 races in the chase, and you have to show up for all 5 races. One race can throw you out of that championship.
Yeah, for sure. And this is kind of your prep. You got to be perfect from here on out if you want a shot at that championship. It's kind of a no gimmick system. All 12 drivers throughout this race will have a shot at it, at the championship. That is. So I don't know. It could completely flip, and we could have say the chase ended now, and David Elliott was your 12th driver, and he could win the championship because there's no playoff systems.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you've got to be perfect from here on out. It's your reset. You get a second chance, basically.
Yep. Points reset. A 0 or 2,000. Everybody's on an evil. They're on an evil level playing field.
Yes.
They're on an even level playing field when it comes to the chase. So everybody on the top 12 is set at a even in the points. So at the start, what a track to start it off with coming for round 1. We're going to go ahead and get to that right now. Atlanta Motor Speedway to start things off. That is going to be interesting. Tires, fuel, good Lord. That is not going to be a track anybody wants to miss.
Yeah, and that's probably one of my favorite tracks. This season, I of course, it wasn't my favorite. Getting launched into the catch fence, that was not the most fun thing in the world.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that's for sure. Haven't seen the track from upside down, and I don't want to see it like that again. But
okay, well, let's get to that here in just a second, because we've got a battle here between Kyle Sieg, Brian Wasserman, Michael Thwaites, and Paul Henley. This is 13th through 16th, and they're side by side. They're not giving each other an inch. Looks like Kyle, though, going to take it.
These drivers, though, they're fighting for their lives almost in the playoffs. Brian Wasserman, he's still there. He's still in it for the chase. He, of course, in 14th right now. He's mathematically able to get in if he has a great finish here tonight. So I would be battling that hard too if I was him. And of course, Kyle Sieg, he's one of those bubble drivers.
Yep, right there in 13th. It looks like Rafe Slate going to be doing some battling of his own as he gets to the inside of the 17 of the Pretzel himself. That would be Brad Wetzel. And, Brad, he's got a teammate behind him in Chris Seidenfaden in that number 5. That's going to help Brad out.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And especially if he's going to want to start passing cars here, I'm sure they'll be talking here, and they'll be communicating how to get by these cars ahead of them, or Rafe Slate here ahead of them.
All right, well, as they continue to battle it out here, we'll go back to Brian Shaw and the catch fence at Atlanta. You're saying you didn't like that, which you might not have liked it, but everybody else did.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine. But hopefully we don't see that again.
Oh, no.
We got the Daytona Road Course. That'll be a wrench in all these races. After that, that's January 20th, of course, right here on MaxSpeedTV. Nashville will be another interesting one week later. Pocono. Emphasis on the oh no, if you couldn't tell.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, okay.
That's what I call it.
Hey, you got my sister saying that. She watches my races. It's like, oh yeah, Pinocchio. So, and of course, we got ISM for the championship on February 10th.
For everybody that don't know ISM, it's actually Phoenix. It went from Phoenix to ISM back to Phoenix. So I think some people over there that own Phoenix or whatever, they can't figure out what they want it named. Just call it the dreadful track of Phoenix because it's in the desert. You don't know what's going to happen.
The mini Pocono.
The mini Pinocchio, yeah, basically, because it kind of looks similar to it. Oh, William Hartman up front, but he's still got the teammate there of GT Hawkins right behind him. Todd Cray in third, Vroom there in fourth, Willie in fifth. They're just getting a little bit spread out now. Not a whole lot going on out here on the racetrack here at Indianapolis, but still glad to have everybody out there tuning in here tonight. Let me go ahead and get to my shout-outs here real quick. Now, lap 46, we're going to take a lap of silence here. We're only going to do one lap here at Indy because it is, of course, a big track. So we'll take a moment of silence here for Stacy Wells and the Wells family. For everybody that don't know, Gary Wells lost his mom, and so I told Gary I would do a lap of silence throughout the week for him. So lap 46, Ryan, remember that when they take lap 46. So, but let me get to my shout-outs here real quick. Scott Rambler, Brett Cool, Jake Bustos in the admin tower, and I think I only seen Jake Bustos and Scott up there, so big shout out to them too. But Brent is one of the admins here, so big shout out to all three of them for doing what they do. Of course, when Brent can come, he's here. A big shout out to, of course, Ryan Branshaw out here joining me up in the booth here this week, back in action here on MaxSpeedTV. Rick Donovan out there putting on an awesome league over here at Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. RB Custom Rigs, that would be Rick Bell for everybody that don't know, for sponsoring the Xfinity Series this season. And, of course, everybody out there in chat that tune in each and every week. A big shout-out to all of y'all out there, too. Thank you all for the support here on MaxSpeedTV. And for myself, I do appreciate it. I know MaxSpeedTV appreciates it. I know the drivers appreciate it. And I know the league and the sponsors appreciate it. And we thank you all out there. But let's get back here to it. To the racing here. I'm on Brad. He's kind of in some traffic here, Ryan. Still there with his teammate, but he's right behind Bryce Sedesak too.
Yeah, he is, and wonder if he'll be able to make any moves on him. He's gotten, he might have fallen back from Rafe. He was right behind Rafe earlier, wasn't he?
I think he was behind Rafe, and I think Rafe I think might have made the pass over Bryce. Yeah, I think you might be right, yeah. But still, Bryce is right up ahead of the 17, so, I was right.
Yeah, that's true. It looks like he's going to make the move. He said,
well,
yeah.
Here we go.
No, and now he's on the inside of him, going into turn one. And he's going to be able to get by him, outbrake him. Drive up off the corner. Let's see if his teammate Seidenfan can get around Senesac through this corner. Yes, he does.
Yeah, doesn't look like it's going to be a Northern Capital Samson Motorsports sandwich here tonight. I think Bryce is like, nope, don't want a piece of it. Nope, not going to happen.
Nope. Yeah.
All right, get back here a little bit further. We got a little bit of stack up back here. And I didn't say it here tonight, but I'm going to go ahead. Brian Dosaki's in my Dosaki's machine there. Brian Dosaki's Wasserman there, currently running in 13th. Started in 17th, so he is up a couple of spots here. And Brian, we alluded to him earlier, Rod. He's one of those bubble drivers. He's outside looking in. He is trying to get into the chase. And right now, I still don't know if 13th is enough. I really don't.
No, it's probably not enough. He needs to be up in the top two to even have a chance here tonight. He's about 20 points out, and there were only 20 drivers to take the green flag here tonight. I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, he's about 10 points back. He needs a top 10 finish, or at least 10 points over Willie and David here tonight. But
have they added in the drop weeks yet?
The drop weeks,
I'm
not sure.
Because I know the regular season they do get, I think, one or two. Whoa!
Now Brian has.
We got drivers coming out pit road. Todd Cray, Gary Sexton down pit road. Let me check the penalty chart here, see if there's anything going on there. No, I think it's just they are coming out pit. Were they already within that window? Yeah,
It's been about 20 laps.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Wow. 20 laps already. Good Lord. Looks like maybe a splash and go. No, it was about 14 and a half seconds. So I think that maybe some tires there for Gary Sexton. And it looks like Vroom Vroom going to be coming down this time by as well. Now, I don't think here at Indy you have to use the access road. You can exit out of turn 4 and then come down.
Yes.
Okay.
And we are coming up on lap 46 here. They are on the backstretch on lap 45 right now.
All right. Well, we're going to get back up here on William Hartman. I know they're going to be making some pit stops here, folks. I know they are. Vroom Vroom down. David Elliott down. But once they cross the line here, we're going to take a lap of silence and in honor of Stacy Wells here. So as, of course, William is going to be coming out of turn number 4 here this time by. It looks like he is going to stay out. All right, here we go, folks. All righty, folks, a moment of silence there. A couple of laps. I went ahead and did a couple of laps there. Well, just because I can and everybody's so spread out. I didn't really expect anything to happen on the tracks, and William didn't come down pit road, and that is who I was on. So, but Ryan, we are, of course, still in that window. GT still hasn't pitted. William, Willie, Rafe. Looks like Brad, Crusading Fadden, Kyle Sieg. Let's go back here. I can look at it better here. Looks like the top 14 have yet to pit.
Yeah, and we're coming up about halfway on the race here. We are coming to lap 49 as GT comes across the stripe.
Wow.
But, yeah, it's been pretty good considering we haven't had a caution yet.
Hush, don't say the C word.
Yet was
well, I'm gonna
important word.
I'm gonna hit the knock on the my desk here because it's wood. So
yes.
Rafe Slate, Brad Wetzel down pit road, Carlos Maciel down. I'll call him Maciel. I don't know exactly if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not, but he hasn't griped at me yet, so I guess I'm good to go. Yeah, yet. Tommy Massey also down pit road here, so we got more drivers coming down pit road. GT and company, though, still have yet to come down. They're Man, so spread out right now. I think really it's going to come down. Well, here comes William Hartman. He's going to come down pit road.
And yeah, he pitted before GT and Willie, so they might have a couple extra laps of fuel here.
Well, Chris Seidenfaden down pit road. Here comes Brian, Paul, Thwaites, Bruce. They're all coming down pit road. What's Justin Rideout going to do? Can't make up his mind. No, he's going to stay out. Rideout going to stay out. Todd Cray going to stay out. Vroom Vroom. I believe, I think Todd and Vroom Vroom have already pitted here. Yes, they have. So, they'll have to at least pit one more time.
Yes.
They cannot make it to the end. GT coming down this time. Go ahead.
I think what we're seeing here is splitting this race into threes. Taking 25, 50, 75 and going to the end from there. And I think that would be the best strategy, especially with it being 100 laps and having, 4 sets of tires, 5 sets of tires?
You get a total of 5 sets.
Yep.
So that averages 20 to 30 laps roughly, or 25 to 30 laps. If you do it at 25, then, 25, 50, 75, you already said it. So if you do it that way, if we have a green-white checkered, you have that extra set just in case. We've had no C's here tonight, thank God.
Yes. Yeah.
So now, as we are over that halfway mark, right now with 50 to go, if we do get a caution, could it play a factor in that extra set?
That'll just depend if you're valuing track position or
Did you say
or
possession or
possession?
Track
possession. Yes. Track possession. If you value that over your tires, because you could come up through the field somewhat easier. I mean, we've seen it a little bit. GT getting around Todd Cray earlier. So I could definitely see these guys coming down pit road just to get their sets of tires and then banking on there not being a caution at the end of all this.
Okay, so you look at GT Hawkins here at a 14, currently running in 4th. You got Todd Cray up here in the 22. He is our current leader. He did lead a lap. But you look at the difference in tires. Todd Cray's been out here at about 8 laps already, but GT's only been out here 1 lap. So you've got a 7-lap difference there between Todd Cray and GT Hawkins.
Yes.
If we get a caution, say, before, let's say I'm going to go lap 95 just to throw it out there, okay?
Okay.
Who is that going to hurt after this potentially last round of green flag pit stops? Do you think it's going to come down to really what happens here on this pit stop if we stay green?
So you said 95, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, because they're going to have to pit at least one more time at around 70, 75, somewhere around in there, roughly.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them all coming down to pit road. Todd Cray, of course, would probably come down pit road, get his tires, and get back out there. If it came out on lap, or it just depends on who you are. Willie Nelson, I would value my track position over tires, because I could see plenty of people staying out and taking that track position over fresh tires, because if it's split, then they're gonna have a bit of trouble navigating the guys on fresh tires. They're gonna have a bit of trouble navigating the guys on older tires. But if, say, Willie gets himself into the lead and everybody behind him pits, he's gonna be in a bad position there. I think right now, being in 6th, if a caution came out on 95 with the tires he'll be on come that lap, he'll see what happens, just do whatever the leader doesn't do.
So you think if Willie is, say, up there with the leaders and the leaders pit, Willie's not going to pit? After, of course, this second round of pit stops, or this last round, that's going to happen.
I would think he would stay out if, say, Todd Cray pitted, if the standings stay the same as they are right now.
Yeah, Todd Cray, Vroom, and Nicholas Vroom there in second, Gary Sexton, GT, and William top 5, Willie there in 6th.
Yeah, so if they stay out, like if Todd Cray stays out, I feel like the mentality of the people behind him will be do whatever the leader does not do.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, and man, I don't know if I would even. I would, if I was racing, and I was as good as these drivers are. I would. Man, that would be a hard decision.
Yeah.
You know, what do you know? Come down pit road, come down pit road, get your last set, or stay out, become the leader, and have control of the field. You know, maybe get that jump, man. And then hope
especially
for a
with
quick
2 laps. 2 laps left. I mean, it is a big track, but if enough people stay out, you know, you're gonna have plenty of time to kind of sort of run away. It just depends on what these drivers are gonna value more.
Well,
tires or track condition.
We're going to have to see what happens here, because they are going to have to at least come down one more time. We know that.
Yes.
So, Todd Cray, Vroom, GT, Sexton, Hartman, Nelson, Willard, Slate. Good run by Rafe Slate, though, from 20th to 8th. Man, that's a great run. Of course, Brad Wetzel there, 13th to 9th, and David Elliott, we are going to round out the top 10 with him. That's the way the top 10 is right now. They have to pit at least one more time. We've been green flag. Oh, this is going to get crazy.
And that is if a caution comes out too, man. If caution comes out, they're gonna. Goodness, that's gonna be difficult.
Well, Chemo Conklin out there giving me a hard time about my blurple here. That's a mixture of blue and purple for everybody that don't know. That's my color of choice. Chemo knows what I'm talking about. So, Chemo, glad to see you out there, buddy. It looks like don't hear country music or see smoke coming from Willie Nelson's car. Well, I'm glad we're not seeing smoke from Willie's car. I am glad for that. As far as playing the music, well, I mean, hey, he started 5th, running 6th. He's trying to tune up the band here a little bit. I mean, he's not in the draft here right now of William Hartman, so he's 2.2 seconds back from behind William. You got to be within, what is it, like 6/10 of a second, something like that?
Yeah, definitely closer than 2 seconds, I would say.
Closer than 2 seconds.
Well, we know something big's going to happen. We're just waiting to watch it unfold, I guess, at this point. Looking back at David Elliott, he is in 10th position. He just lost his spot to Chris Seidenfeld and Kyle Sieg. He'll drop back to 12th. He doesn't like to see Willie Nelson all the way up in 6th place, 6 spots ahead of him.
Oh, GT making a pass on Vroom for second. Go ahead.
But I don't think that. I don't know. That's 6 extra points.
I'm looking at it now. 1.7 seconds now behind William Hartman is Willie. So go ahead.
6 points. If this is how they finish, Willie Nelson will have 6 points up on David Elliott. He needs 8. Well, Willie needs to get up to where Gary Sexton is to be in championship, or David Elliott needs to fall back 2 more positions.
That is also going to depend on the drop week. I believe they only get 1.
Yes.
Might be 2, one or 2 provisionals, something like that. I'd have to get with Scott on that, but Willie right now though has really closed the gap there over William Hartman at about 1.4, as you was just discussing that. He's coming up on William right now for 5th.
Yep. And it looks like David Elliott
is coming up on Gary.
And it might just be those fresher tires as they start to burn out on the 67 and 13.
Gary coming down pit road. Todd Cruz down pit road.
They might be
short pitting.
They might be trying to use that extra set. I don't think they're worried about a green-white checkered at this point. They're just trying to use all the sets they have, which I wouldn't do personally.
Let's see, 61, 71, 81, 91. You're looking at about 39, 40 laps. 40 laps. 40 laps. You can't go 40 laps on fuel.
No, you can. I think they're going to try to split this run in half, having the fresher tires up on these leaders like I was just talking about. I think they're going to try to keep driving. Shoot, I don't know, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see the benefit in this strategy. I think the less you pit, the better. I don't think you can make up the whole.
We got more drivers. Seiden Fadden coming down. We got David Elliott coming down. Well, David Elliott is a smart driver. David is in the top 12 right now in 12th, so maybe he's trying to, man, what would you do, Ryan? I mean, I'm going to go ahead and throw it at you. You're a driver. I'm not. What
25.
would you do in this situation right now? Green flag racing, pit stops have happened. We're coming down to the wire. We got less than 40 to go. We got some short pitting. What would you do right now?
I'm staying out. I'm fit. At the start of the race, I'm planning for a green flag run. I'm taking 25, 50, and 75 as my pit times.
And hoping that if we come to a GWC, you have that extra set. Zach Willer down pit road.
Yes, and I just think the less you pit, the better. Because you'll see their lap times, they'll be like 1 minute. They've lost, almost, or over a minute. They'll be like a minute and a half. So they're almost losing about 30 to 50 seconds on the leaders, and I just don't think you can make that up on a new set of tires. I'm pitting 3 times and 3 times only.
And if we get that caution for a green white checker, you're coming down pit road, getting your last set of tires, because after that, that's it.
Yes. Yep. And especially late in the race, if that's our only caution, I'd want to have fresher tires since, David Elliott's coming back down pit road.
What?
He might have got a penalty.
Did he get a penalty here? Well, I don't see it. It might be an iRacing penalty because it's not in the penalty chart here. But, yeah, David Elliott is coming back down pit road. That's going to hurt David.
Oh, yeah.
Or did he not put enough fuel in?
He's been in there for a few seconds. I'm thinking it's a penalty.
All right, now 7:18. Speeding off of pit road, maybe.
That's what I would say. Yeah, he should be gone if he didn't put enough fuel in. Yeah,
that is gonna hurt David Elliott.
Oh, for sure. And he's made all 10 starts this season. He's not going to get the benefit of the doubt with the drop week. Willie Nelson has had 6 starts this season.
And right now he is running in that second spot. About 14 laps into this run here for these drivers. 14, see, 14, 14, 15, 16, 16, 14, 15, 15. Going back to Bryce Sidisak, 14, 15, rounding out the top 10 here. Michael Thwaites at about 15 laps. So within at about 5 or so laps, we're going to be again within that pit stop here again tonight. Well, thank you all for tuning in. I don't think you want to miss the end of this. I really don't.
It's going to start to pick up here at the end of this.
I bet David's kicking himself right now.
Oh, I can't imagine.
I would be kicking myself too.
You got to fight for every position, especially maybe go a little. You could go a little above.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, David did have, and David's coming back down again.
You get another penalty.
What?
He might have gotten another penalty. Cautions breed cautions, and penalties breed penalties. I can't. Yeah, that's. I think that's the end of his season right there.
Oh no, David Elliott. Well, he's 3 laps down right now. Now the last driver on the lead lap is going to be Chris Seidenfaden, who does have GT Hawkins right on his tail end. Chris. Now, Chris has a right to try to stay on the lead lap. They are blocking usually below 20 to go, but of course, if you cause a caution while blocking, there is a penalty for that. But Chris has a right to stay out and try to keep on the lead lap. I don't think he would fight it too much, but he is the last driver on the lead lap right now. First driver lap down is going to be that number 10 of Gary May. I want to see, I really want to know what happened to David Elliott.
I'm going to watch his speed here. So he's coming down at 60, pulls into his pit stall. This is on his penalty, or what we assume was his penalty, pit stop. He's right at 61. He sped up way before the cone. He was at 63 off the cone. Right at the cone. That's where he got his penalty the second time.
No.
And coming down the first time, he's holding it good at 60, 61-ish. Which you don't get a penalty for going about 61 on iRacing. So he's at 61, and then he accelerates way before the cone again.
Oh.
He's going by the NASCAR pit cone, not the iRacing pit cone down there. And
oh, wow. Well, David Elliott now 3 laps down. We get back up here to GT Hawkins, Willie Nelson, William Hartman, Brad Wetzel, Rafe Slate, and Rafe, though, started 20th, running 5th right now. A standby driver, the only one we have here tonight. And look at the way Rafe is running here in the Xfinity car. Now, compare this car. Well, there is no comparison, but compare this car to what we're going to have tomorrow night for the Rick Motec Cup Series. That's going to be a totally different story than what we're seeing tonight.
yeah, not a doubt for sure. We were talking about downforce on these cars. It's a lot. It's a lot more downforce there in the draft will play a lot more of a factor there than it will tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You got those big old spoilers on the back. You know, that downforce, I think, what is it, 7? It's high downforce, low horsepower, I believe? Or is it the opposite of that?
I think it's high downforce, low horsepower.
Okay, yeah.
Which I gotta say, I'm hoping they don't do that on the new car, man. Jeez.
We got
Oh,
GT
my
at about
goodness.
3.9 seconds. Well, I would say 4 seconds ahead of Willie Nelson. But they are going to be coming up here on these pit stops here momentarily. So who is going to make first trek down pit road. You don't want to do it right now. You still can't make it to the end. If you can get to 24 laps,
I say about
so
80,
that'll be 74.
85.
Well, no, they're going to have to come down here at about 74, 75 here to go.
Oh,
or
yeah.
74,
GT.
75. If you
front
can get
runners.
to 74, I think you will be able to make it to the
Yes.
end on fuel under regulation. That on the
Yes.
side for green, white, checkered.
Yeah. And I want to say GT and them pitted after lap 50. So they should be able to get to pit road at 75 with no problems.
Okay.
I could see.
We're going to be taking 72 this time with GT. So they got about 3 laps to go. Yeah, 3 laps before we hit 75. So we got Darren Bruce back here. Going to be falling back a spot too. Vroom, 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 vroom. Going to make that pass there. Was just seeing it there in ATVO timing screen, the interval. So I wanted to get on that for everybody. That's the way I do things here at MaxSpeedTV, folks. If I don't see nothing going on track, I don't really worry about it. I look at the interval. I want to see where the battles are going on, and really right now there's not much of anything going on.
Yeah, they're all pretty spread out there. That's just kind of how Indy gets on these long green flag runs. But you know, we're still doing it here. We're still bringing you all the action we can on MaxSpeedTV. So
MaxSpeedTV, is that what you almost said?
MaxSpeedTV.
Okay, if you want to call it anything, call it Max Rudy TV. Okay.
Max Rudy TV.
Yeah, Rudy Cummings over here at MaxSpeedTV, or really the sole boss man, the owner, the guy that created MaxSpeedTV. He's the guy. He's the man, the myth, the legend. That's what we call him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it'd be Max Rudy TV.
Yes, Max Rudy TV. Dude, it has a certain ring to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, well we've got let's see here. Brad came down. Well, he is at his pit stall now. Brad, the pretzel, Wetzel. He's gonna be off and away here. Man, I taking lap 74. Okay, can GT go one more lap and then come down for 25 laps? I got it set at 20 to 27. But I wonder how much fuel GT... I mean, he's 4 seconds ahead, though, of Willie. So he's definitely saving something. He's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Willie was coming up through the field. He passed William. Oh, geez, that's what I've been doing all race. I've been calling Willie William and William Willie. But Willie's been coming up through the field. He passed William Hartman there. He might have burnt up his stuff and not had anything for GT up here in first place.
It's all right. I know 2 Williams. I know a William Hartman, which is who we have here tonight, and I know a William Martin. And I get them 2 confused. So, you know, I know how you feel about it.
Yeah, it was a little bit of tongue twister.
We got 3 drivers coming down pit road here right now. Ray Slate, Brian Wasserman, and Paul Henley coming down pit road. They will be able, I think, to make it to the end. Oh, here we go. Carlos coming down as well. Michael Thwaites coming down. Some drivers that potentially could make it to the end of regulation. Not necessarily a GWC, but GT is going to be coming down here. Willie Nelson going to be coming down. Well, here we go. I think William is going to have no choice. He is going to have to come down. Yes, he is coming down pit road this time by Bryce Setasak. He is going to be coming down pit road. Kyle Sieg, though, is going to stay out. Ryan, what about this call by Kyle?
He might be on that alternate strategy. Wait
But
till
he's
lap
been out here
80.
25 laps.
Oh, that is true. He might be trying to get all he can out of this tank. Make sure he, because he does have that damage. But I like his decision, because just in case of that green-white checker, he'll at least have fuel. He might not have the tires.
Yeah, maybe banking on a caution here for Kyle. You know, I mean, could that be what he's doing? I don't think he has enough to go one more lap, though. He's been out here 25 as he exits here, turn
there he goes.
Yeah, he has got to come down pit road. There is no way. So that's going to bring us back up to Vroom Vroom, who is, well, mathematically locked into the chase. Of course, our pole sitter, we hit lap 77 here tonight. Winding down the final 24 laps here. It'll be 23 once they take lap 78. But let's go ahead and take a look at the, well, you know how we do it here, Ryan. We got to take a look at the cautions. We've had none. So why don't we even take a look at it? Because we've got 24 laps to go and 7 lead changes. That is what we've had here tonight. That's it. And it's been green flag racing. It's been green flag pit stops, and it's been a pretty good race. But Indianapolis is one of those tracks that when they get spread out like they are, it's a little okay. I'll be honest, because I'm an honest guy. It's a little boring.
Yeah, this track was meant for Indy cars, not stock cars. I think we can all agree with that.
Going to be watching GT. He is going to make the pass over Zach Willard for 4th. But go ahead.
Yes, and I think that's why they moved it to the road cars in August, not the spring, where I said Ohio doesn't get up to 70 degrees because I had a brain fart. But yeah, it's just one of those tracks. I mean, at least at 1.5 miles, there's multi-groove racing possibly, especially with the new wall proximity model iRacing introduced in this last update.
I've seen that update. Yep.
Yeah, so that's gonna make Atlanta maybe interesting. I think. Do they run the High Line there? I don't remember. I think they've tried it.
Atlanta. Okay, Vroom Vroom.
There he goes.
Vroom down pit road here. Yep.
When did he pit last?
So that's going to give the lead up to Todd Correa, Gary Sexton. We could have a battle here. Todd Correa and Gary Sexton right now. GT at about 5.4 behind the leader, at about 4.7 behind Gary Sexton. Well, Todd Correa has led 10 laps here tonight. And you was talking about Atlanta, that proximity thing, and the low line. Atlanta is it's more of a low line, but it uses those tires up so much, regardless of where you're at on the track. You know,
you almost have to move to the middle lane if you get it pretty deep into a run. Because
I will say this: I would love to see Atlanta repay. Okay,
yes.
I really would. But then again, I like it. I like how Atlanta is. You know, it throws a tire issue out there. It throws strategy. So I'm kind of torn between repave or no repave. If I had the final vote, I would throw it to somebody else because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen repaves be good for tracks like Michigan, I'm sure.
I'm mad at Auto Club because of what they're doing. We'll discuss that later on. But
but
Todd
Correa
coming down. Yep. Here comes Gary as well. That's going to give the lead back up to GT. But going back up to that, repaves. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It can make or break a track, and I think Atlanta's just, it's got that stigma.
It would break that track. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
If I had to lean more, it would no repave. That's what I would have to lean toward. Do not repave Atlanta. You know, keep it hot Atlanta. Keep it at a track we're used to. Zach Willard also down. Chris Seidenfaden also down. Just looks like some more quick pit stops here, as well as we are 20 to go here tonight. You've got to keep it at hot Atlanta. Everybody knows Atlanta is what it is. You know, if you have to do some construction work, then fine, do it. You know, but don't tear that track up. That would be what I would be more leaning to, because I love to hate that track.
Exactly. And would you repave Darlington? The answer better be no.
No, I'd fill that thing up with water. It would be like Iowa. I'd fill it up with water and make it a swimming pool, to be honest with you.
You know, I like Darlington, but it's also synonymous. Like, you know, it's the same thing as Atlanta.
We're going to team speak here. We're going to go right click. We're going to go ahead and where is that band hammered?
Okay. All right. I see how it is.
I got to pick on Ryan here tonight. Well, Darlington's a good track. I mean, it can make for some awesome racing. I am not going to deny that. But I personally, I don't like Darlington. I don't like Iowa. I don't like Bristol. There's another one Pocono. I don't like Pocono. Yeah, Pinocchio. Those are the four track that Watkins, Glen, and Sonoma. I despise those two as well. So those 5 tracks, fill them up with water, be done with it.
Yeah. See, I run good at some of those tracks, like Bristol, Pinocchio. Those are some good tracks I like. But yeah, I mean, I think Darlington's just the history there. Like, it's been around since.
Yes. Well, Darlington is one of those tracks that, yeah, like you said, it's been around since, NASCAR.
Yeah.
You know, so it has, you know, that NASCAR taste, that NASCAR feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't like the paperclip. Good track, yes. Don't get me wrong. It's a good track. Can it go green? Yes, it can. Does it? No.
Yeah. It's just such a challenge. I like.
And that brings out the racing, Ryan. I mean, the challenge. You know. I'll be honest.
See here, I mean.
What's the challenge here at Indy? Going green flag. I mean, hey, green flag is green flag. I mean, if you're going green flag here at Indy, something's going right. Everybody getting, giving everybody enough room. Yeah, they're spread out, but we see this a lot here, and I'm not bashing anybody out here. I've seen this with Indy for every league that I've done since I started broadcasting, even when I was racing when I first started. Indianapolis gets so spread out that you really can't get the side-by-side action that needs to that everybody wants. You know, they want 2 wide. They want 3 wide. The single file, I mean, we got Paul Henley, Bryce Sedisat, Kyle Sieg. We got, I think that's it. Paul Henley, Bryce Sedisat, Kyle Sieg at 6th, 7th, and 8th. Yeah, they're right here together. Yeah, we're going to see maybe a pass or 2 going on here. But that's, I mean, Indianapolis, to me, should be ran with, like you said, Indy cars. Cars that can stay together.
Yes.
That is my opinion. Do I love the track of Indy? Yes, I love seeing the drivers kiss the bricks, but I don't like Indy on stock cars. I hate them.
Yeah. And, I mean, I feel like stock cars are more meant, in my opinion, meant for those short tracks. I work at a short track. I love short tracks. I just think they're what stock cars are for. I mean, beating and banging, and
Yep.
I mean, that's why there's fenders on them. I mean, you can't do that with Indy cars or
No.
F1
Oh, yeah, go ahead and do that.
yeah. See what happens. You like losing $1 million in 3 seconds? Try that.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that, with a stock car if they're stacked up. I mean, but that don't happen with stock cars.
And nowadays, yeah, no.
If we had a couple of cautions here tonight, and knock on wood, let's hope we don't, but if we did, they would, be stacked up, be racing, side by side for, well, we already seen it tonight. What was it, 20 laps, before they got spread out? So we would see that action for 20 laps. But
Even before then, they were single file well before then.
Well, I'm talking about the side-by-side. I'm not talking about the single file.
Yeah.
They were making passes. They were together. They were racing. They're still racing here tonight, but they're racing spread out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying have a caution just because. I'm saying Indy is one of those tracks that, everybody gets it. I hope.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing anybody. I'm not dissing the schedule. I'm not dissing any of the leagues that I do that run Indy. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying Indy, I don't think personally is fit for stock cars. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, we could go on and on about this, but I'm pretty sure you pinned a message saying no politics tonight. And when it comes to stock cars,
Yes.
That's a pretty political issue.
What
track should be in the schedule.
Yeah, it is. And I might have went over that, but that post was going something else. But
yeah, we don't.
I do get what you're saying, Ryan, and I do apologize if I was ranting and raving there.
No. I mean, just don't want to offend anybody in their track choices,
And I don't either. I don't either. So go ahead and get me to shut up right now. We'll go with GT Hawkins up front, Willie Nelson in second, William Harmon in third, Ray Slate in fourth, Bryce Sidisak there in fifth. Now, Bryce has some company behind him. He's got Kyle Sieg there.
Kyle Sieg, one of those drivers still fighting to
Yes.
stay into the chase.
He is in 11th in the points.
Yeah, just above
David Elliott, who is, he's back out here on the track.
Hey,
But,
you can't knock the man for trying.
No, you cannot. David Elliott back out here racing it up.
Wow, I mean, it's looking kind of grim for him. That's kudos to him for staying out here. A lot of these guys here might have taken it behind the wall, just said, "Oh, my season's over. Why does it even matter that I race?" But he's still out here. Anything can happen, and kudos to him. So,
yeah, I'm glad to see David out there getting that car repaired. And David is only 3 laps down right now. Well, that was Ed Morris. Sorry, Ed Morris is out here on the track. So glad to see Ed out here. 43 laps down, but glad to see him out here. Turning some more laps out here tonight. Yeah, but going back to David Elliott, after the mistakes there on pit road, glad to see him back out here. Now, what he wants is 3 quick cautions, or 4. Let's see, 3, 4, 5 quick cautions. That's what he wants to see.
yeah, yep. And we're going to need to get to it right here, right now, because we only have one. It's called one green, white checkered.
Yes.
Tonight, so if it was going to happen, it would happen now.
10 laps to go here this evening. We're going to make it. No! Time by Ryan. 9 laps to go. Right now, it's all in GT's hands. He is 1.8 seconds ahead of Willie Nelson. I think if Willie right now, and you talked about Willie earlier. I think we've talked about Willie pretty much all night here. If Willie can hold on right now to a top 5, well, if he can hold on to second, I think this is going to put Willie in a very good position to escalate him into the top 12 and be a potential driver for the 5 races in the chase. I think Willie has just got to hang on to it.
Yeah, and what we're looking at right now, it's looking like Willie and Kyle will be the last two to make it into the chase. I think Michael Thwaites, he's 11 points up on Kyle Sieg, but Thwaites is in 11th right now. He should be good, but Willie Nelson, GT may get the win, but Willie Nelson, he'll be able to squeak by into the playoffs now. He's losing GT Hawkins. He was 1.8 seconds behind him last lap. He's now approaching 2 seconds. He's at 1.9 seconds of a gap behind GT Hawkins, but hey, he's getting it done here tonight. Coming to about 7 to go this time by. He's got no pressure behind him. William Hartman right now is coming out of turn 4 as we speak, as Willie's diving it off into turn number 1. No, that's GT. Well, Willie was about at turn number 1 there, and yeah, if he can just keep his car clean for the next couple laps, he will be either your 11th or 12th chase driver. Willie has closed the gap a little bit. It looks like he's 1.8 seconds. I think this might be our finishing order. We're way too spread out. Contrary to, well, no, we agree on Indy. But Willie's got Wetzel coming up behind him here. Wetzel is a lap down. Yes, he is.
Let's see here. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he is the first driver a lap down. Yes, he is.
Yep. So I think Wetzel's on fresher tires here. He's trying to, I think he was one of those drivers on the pit on lap 80 strategy. And as we can see, drivers like Todd Cray, he's outside the top 10 now after doing well this race. He's now outside the top 10 in 12th place. Coming up on Michael Thwaites, that is.
See, Thwaites there is in 11th. Right now, Thwaites in 10th in the points. 11th right now in the race. We got 6 to go. We're going to smack the line here and go 5 to go here tonight. Who's going to kiss the bricks here tonight, Ryan? I think right now it's looking like GT might.
Yeah, GT's been holding that 1.8 second gap on his teammate Willie Nelson for the past couple laps here. I think we can, if nothing bad happens, we can say GG to GT, and we'll have our chase drivers a little bit after the race, maybe tomorrow. But I think right now.
I did say this tonight to the GT Motorsports guys. You know, last night they finished 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you know that, but they did. I told them guys tonight, joking around with them, I said, we can't have a GT 1, 2, 3 here tonight. It's looking like we might have a GT 1, 2, 3 again here tonight.
Well, if Rafe Slate was a little closer, I'm sure he'd say no. He'd say no. He'll say, give me that 3rd place finish. I may be a standby driver, but I'm coming for that top 3 here tonight.
Yeah, Rafe Slate. Oh my gosh. I have got to give kudos to him. I mean, hanging on for dear life and starting in the back, doing what he does. Yeah, he's got Bryce Sidisak behind him and Kyle Sieg, but yeah, Rafe Slate, Ryan. I mean, I give that dude 2 thumbs up and plus some. If I had more thumbs, he'd get more. He has really proven himself here tonight, and he's a standby driver. I don't know if he's part of a team or not, but I think some teams might be looking at that 108 here tonight in the Xfinity car.
Yeah, it is looking like it here tonight, but man, somebody better pick him up next season or this season, because Rafe is going to be somebody to beat.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, and he's blinking out. Hey, stop that. Well, Bryce Sidisak. Now, this is where the battle's going on. Bryce Sidisak, Rafe Slate, Kyle Sieg. So we got a battle here for that 4th spot. I don't think anybody is going to be able to catch the GT guys, though. GT Hawkins, Willie Nelson, William Hartman. I think the top 3, unless something major happens to one of these 3 drivers, I think they're setting pretty good right now as we got to hit that 2 to go here. GT Hawkins has got 1 more lap before we hit the white flag, or when we hit the white flag, and of course he's got to get around 1 more time. And I know I'm gonna take hate for telling them that we can't do 1, 2, 3 for GT here tonight, and they yet again have proved me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's, well, I guess
it's strategy.
It was your jinx. You said they couldn't do it. They did it anyway.
Basically.
Yeah.
Shut up. Be quiet. Mr. New 18-year-old, I just had a birthday. Happy late birthday again, bud.
I do appreciate that.
I had that planned throughout the whole race. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan just turned 18. So everybody out there in chat, wish him a late happy birthday, even though he just had one, as we hit the 1 to go here. Right now it's in GT's hands. Can GT hang on to it? I believe he will be able to, because 2.6 seconds back is Billy Nelson, and William Hartman at about 7.9 behind Willie. Is about 10.5 behind the leader. GT Hawkins has already locked in to the chase here. Mathematically, coming into tonight, our points leader, 373 points, but one way to cap it off here for the regular season. GT wins it here tonight, round 10 at Indy.
And that'll make it 2 in a row for GT, winning at the Roval back in 2020.
We don't count the Roval.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, this is his first win of the season then at Indianapolis. So,
well,
congratulations
2 wins
to
back
GT.
to back. Yes.
Yep.
GT, William. Guess what? GT Motorsports top 3 again for the 2nd straight night.
How about that?
Wow. All righty, folks. Well, I'm sure we're going to see it. I want to see if all 3 of these drivers come to the start-finish line is what I want to see. I don't know if they will. I'm on GT here. It looks like Willie is coming down pit road. William Hartman is going to be coming down pit road. So it's just going to be GT Hawkins here. It looks like he's going to do some burnouts here on the front stretch here tonight. We'll wait and see what happens.
Might be out of fuel.
He could be. He might be. All right. Well, let's go ahead and pause it here. We'll get the top 3 up here for the MaxSpeedTV post-race show. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, we're back here live on MaxSpeedTV. We, of course, caught up with our top 3 here tonight. And, yes, you guessed it, GTM Motorsports. GT Motorsports for the second straight night in a row. And I'm going to go ahead and pick on William because he heard me earlier. I said no GTM 1, 2, 3 here tonight, William. And, well, guess what happened?
Yeah, we didn't listen very well, did we?
No, you didn't. But, hey, it was green flag all the way from the start to the finish, man. Talk about the strategy because it really came down to fuel here at the end. Because if we had a caution here for, to set up a GWC, which didn't happen, but if we did, y'all would have been in trouble.
Yeah, I think pretty early on we had kind of laid out the race. It kind of had the feeling that the race was going to go really green. We didn't think it'd go green the entire time, but
well, it did.
Yeah, it did, which was a pleasant surprise. But we kind of felt like trying to stretch out every single fuel run as long as we could, and then we knew we had an extra set of tires in the pits there at the end if a late caution came out, whereas all the other guys had burned up all their sets. So I felt like we were in a really good spot no matter what happened as soon as we made that last set of pit stops. So everything worked out really, really well. GT and Willie were able to stretch the first fuel run a lap further than I could, and that really was the difference in the night because they stretched the first run and then I had to stretch one of the middle runs and lost a bunch of time to them. So congrats to those guys, and they did an awesome job. And shout out to Brendan over there in our pit area. He made some awesome calls tonight. He was keeping on us with how much fuel we needed at certain lap intervals and making sure we were doing enough to save to make it to the end. So can't thank him enough. He did awesome tonight.
Well, William, we're going to end the regular season here. I believe GT Hawkins is, of course, going to take that regular season championship. Mathematically here, I don't think Gary Sexton just had enough there to overtake GT Hawkins. So I will go ahead and say it. It's still unofficial, but I think GT overtook that regular season championship. So with that being said, as we end the regular season and get into the chase, we start at a track that is known for not being friendly to tires. Atlanta for round 1. Talk about it.
Yeah, pretty excited. Really, really like Atlanta. Like places with a lot of tire degradation, like Atlanta has, and really lets you kind of separate out over the course of a run. Really rewards tire management, which I feel like all of our guys over at GTM do a really good job of. So really looking forward to it. I think our whole chase schedule is really, really good. We got the Daytona Road Course as well in there to mix things up. So I feel pretty confident about each of those tracks and really looking forward to just getting going.
But not a huge field out here tonight either. Only 24 drivers out here, William. Maybe you was expecting more. Usually we have in the 30s. What happened?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it definitely was a smaller field than normal. I don't really know what was causing that, but it made for a really good race. And just spread guys out once that green flag run started kicking in, and I think that's what led to a lot of the green flag racing. So we were really fortunate to have that. We'd like to see obviously more guys out there, but hopefully we'll have everybody back here for the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those non top 12 drivers, those that are not fighting for a championship, they play a factor in the chase. We want those drivers out there just as much as we want you guys. So, hopefully we have a bigger field and bigger fields for the next 5 races. But William, congratulations out there, 3rd here tonight. I don't know if this is going to put you into the top 12. I know you were quite a ways back.
Yeah, just tried to do as much as we could tonight. I don't think it's going to be enough, but we'll see as things kind of shake out here with these last point standings. But just those rough finishes early in the season really never could overcome them. So that's fine. We'll do our best to get as many points as possible for the team championship. and try and come out of here with as many top finishes and at least prove that we're supposed to be there in the playoffs and try and go out and bust off a couple wins.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your third place here tonight and hope for a miracle when it comes to points?
Yeah, of course, everybody over at Extreme, awesome group of guys. It's really cool to be able to come out here and race with all these good guys every week. RB Custom Rigs for coming on with the series and coming on with the team. Can't thank them enough. And then Butt Kicker as well for coming on with GT Motorsports. Awesome sponsor. Really happy to have them on board. And everybody at GTM, we got an awesome group of guys. I feel like I say that every week, but it just keeps getting better and better. All the guys really gelling together and helping each other get better. So really got an awesome group there and can't thank them enough.
All righty, William. Well, are we going to see you tomorrow night for the Rick Motec Cup Series right here at Indy?
I will not be 3 in a row. No, unfortunately not. But I'll be back next week.
All right. Well, we will see you next week. Round 1 of the chase, William. Go celebrate third here tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep. All right. Well, that is going to bring us here to our second place here this evening, Willie Nelson. And before I turn it over to Ryan, yes, Willie, I talked to you here. Congratulations on second. Had you picked to win? Go ahead. Give me hate.
Well, that's 2 races in a row you picked me, and 2 races in a row I finished second. So I don't know who needs to pick me so I can get a win, but I really want one.
All right. Ryan, go ahead. Mike's yours.
All right, so that second place finish, while it wasn't a win, it still should have put you in the chase. What were you thinking coming down to those last few laps?
Well, I was thinking I could close the gap, and then I realized that I couldn't. And GT's pretty fast, so I just kind of settled for second. That's what went through my head, but it was pretty fun. Battling racing with these Xfinity cars. I mean, the whole model has just changed, and it's made the racing a lot more fun. It's like low grip. It's better. It's harder to control the car, which is just a lot more fun to race with, and I really like it. But yeah, no, congrats to GT on that win, and that was some fun.
Yeah, for sure. And that race, so you and GT pitted before William, and William was saying how that was the difference between him finishing in first and you finishing in, say, 1-2. Do you think that was the draft helping you guys to kind of save some fuel there and make it that extra lap?
I think so. I don't exactly personally know. I mean, I was saving hard from the get-go. Like as soon as the green flag dropped, I was just nothing but saving. That's all that was on my mind, and that's what I thought everybody else was gonna do during that strategy call. That's why I said earlier in the broadcast, I'm like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I thought everybody was gonna do that same thing. Nobody did that except for me, GT, and a few other guys. So in the end, yeah, that really played a big role into it. I didn't think it was going to, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And looking at the chase, so I think you should be in the chase. You finished higher than David Elliott did. You finished high enough to obviously overtake him, and of course, with drop weeks factored in, you should be pretty well locked into the chase. What are you thinking of the schedule coming up? Do you know it?
Atlanta. Atlanta's next.
Atlanta.
Round 1 of the chase.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to Atlanta. I love that place. It's one of the few 1.5-mile tracks that I love just because the characteristics that it has, how quick the tires wear out there. I really like doing long runs at a track where hopefully this car will be very loose and hard to control, because that's just what I love to do, is just battle race cars more than I do battle the field, because that just winds up putting me up front, and I really like it.
All right. Well, any sponsors you like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank RB Rigs and Butt Kicker for sponsoring us here at GTM, and big shout out to Brandon Book who helps us with the strategy, and yeah, and then my girlfriend, she's at home watching this, so that's pretty cool.
All righty. Well, go celebrate your second place. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Billy, awesome
right.
job out here tonight, buddy. Second place, man. I'll take it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. We're going to double team him here this evening. GT Hawkins. Now, GT, I know the guys probably didn't say it to you, but I told them that I didn't want GTM 1, 2, 3, and, well, you kind of see what happened. You ended first, Willie second, William in third. Now, I got to say to you guys talk. You guys got communication. So no hard feelings, of course. But for 2 straight nights, GTM has taken it. Tonight at Indy and then yesterday in the Truck Series. Talk about the racing, though, from yesterday to today and then green flag tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of the guys. They're got an awesome team. We work well together. So that's really a difference maker. You know, we've had good chemistry and all that. It's you can't undervalue that.
It's really the strategy here because we were green from green flag to checkered. You know, it really came down to pit stops, of course. But what was really the strategy coming down to the last, I would say, 50 laps? You know, because you guys had to pit at least one more time. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that from the very beginning. I knew that if I could make it on just 3 stops, that would be an advantage. And I always count on some people driving a little harder than they should early on. So I always try to, when the fuel is that close, I always try to take it easy, just in case, you know. I knew it was a smaller field, so had a good shot of going green. So yeah, I mean, pretty much the very first run was just saving hard, and I wasn't pushing at all. And really what we found was trying to take it easy. It ended up being quicker. I mean, it was you start over driving it, trying to drive faster, and you were slower. So it kind of worked both ways. But I got, you know, Willie did good on fuel. I know William was a little closer. I'm not really sure how that happened, but yeah, all in all, I mean, it was constant the entire race. Just every lap was calculating, here's what you need to be fuel wise at this lap, and so I mean, there was no silence the entire race. So that's a credit to, you know, the guys at GTM and Brendan and up there doing strategy for us. Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about them.
Well, you didn't do no burnouts. Did you run out of fuel?
I was out of fuel.
Yeah,
Yep,
me and
I
Ryan
tried.
was just talking about it. So with that being said, Ryan, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to you here real quick because you mentioned that. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was saying how strategy would definitely affect us tonight. I know Todd Cray and a couple of the other front runners, they pitted at lap 80 just to make sure. What was your plan if there was a green white checkered?
Pit, because I had an extra set of tires. I mean, that's what I would have done. I think probably, yeah, because I wouldn't have made it. Yeah, I would have had to pit and bank on having that extra set. You know, inside of, like you said, they pit around 80 or so. So yeah, I would have had it set on them anyway. So once we got to that point and everybody else had pit one more time, I think, you know, one of our guys was gonna bring it home. I know there's probably a couple others, but I'll have to go back and look at it. But yeah, it was, once we got that far into the race with that strategy, we were in pretty good shape.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think you could have made it through the field there, like with those with some of those guys on older tires?
I mean, the fall off was pretty severe, so maybe who knows? Depends on where we came out. I know a few people there would have had to have pit also, so we probably would have been in front of them. Probably would have been about 10th, so it would have been close. But I'm glad it didn't come down to that. But, yeah, no, it was great race.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm gonna snitch on Josh here. I'm sorry, Josh, but
That's all right. Go ahead.
oh shoot, what did he say? I just had it. What did you say? It was
About Indianapolis.
oh yeah. Your he doesn't count your win last week, so we said this was your first win of the season. So how does your first win of the season feel?
Oh, No, it's okay. I felt the same way. No, road course kind of felt like cheating, I guess. I don't know. No, I'll take it. I'm excited for this one. Yeah, it's good. Hasn't been a
Really,
great
Ryan?
season.
Really? Come on, man.
Yeah,
I
for
called you
sure.
out,
But
man.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, congrats on the win, buddy, and good luck in the chase. Everything resets, so we're looking forward to it, and I'm sure you are too.
Atlanta round 1. You got to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, tire conservation's kind of the key there. It's a tricky track. 1 and 2 drives a little different than 3 and 4. So, yeah, who can save tires there? That's every track. I know I always say that, but yeah, Atlanta in particular.
All right, Ryan, go ahead and end it here with GT, bud.
All right. Any sponsors you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, first got to thank my teammates, GT Motorsports. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Butt Kicker, RB Custom Rigs, Extreme Motorsports, you guys, MaxSpeedTV. Appreciate you guys doing an awesome job with the broadcast. All my friends, family out there watching. It's my mom's birthday today. She told me I needed to go
Happy
win for her
birthday.
birthday, so I got it done. I'm happy to say that. So I'm sure she's happy too.
All right, buddy. Now go celebrate that win here tonight, and we will see you at Atlanta.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Yep. All right. Well, Ryan, I got to say, they got spread out. You know, green flag, you know how it goes here in Indianapolis. We talked about it earlier. So let's go ahead and get down here to the, I would say, unofficial results, but to get the admin stuff they have to do here tonight. And well, how about you start us off here this evening, Ryan? Go ahead, bud.
All right, your winner tonight, GT Hawkins, placing in first tonight, followed by Willie Nelson in the 25, William Hartman in third, Bryce Senesac brings it home fourth, Kyle Sieg in fifth, Rafe Slate in sixth, our standby driver, going to bring it home in a top 10 finish. Your pole sitter, Nicholas Roman in seventh, Brian Wasserman in eighth, Gary Sexton in ninth, right where he started actually, and Zach Willard moving up one position to 10th place.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and finish this out here. Paul Henley there in 11th. Todd Cray in 12th. Carlos Basil 13th. Chris Seidenfaden 14th. Justin Rod out in 15th. Darren Bruce 16th. Michael Thwaites in 17th. Brad Wetzel the Pretzel in 18th. Gary May 19th. David Elliott in 20th. Tom Massey 21st. Ed Morris 22nd. James DeCarolus 23rd. Danny Rogers 24th. That is going to round out the field here tonight. But yet again, congratulations goes to our winner here tonight, GT Hawkins, here this evening. Of course, GTM 123 yet again for the second straight night. And I do believe the points have been updated here. I don't know if it's official or not, but they have been updated. I think I need to wait before I go through these. I don't know if they're done with the drop weeks and the penalty points and all that stuff. I might need to wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure drop weeks, they still need to get done here.
All right. Well, we do know, though, that GT Hawkins will be in the chase.
Yes.
We do know that. So, GT, congratulations. That's all I'm going to go with because I don't know the rest of them. All righty, folks. Well, that's going to do it here for MaxSpeedTV. Of course, tomorrow night, the Rainbow Tech Cup Series, right back at it here at Indianapolis for, of course, round 10 of the regular season finale right here on MaxSpeedTV. Of course, myself, Joshua Medlock. Ryan, glad to have you up here in the booth. Yeah, green flag. And, you know, we alluded to Indy earlier. I mean, they get so spread out when they go green that there's not a whole lot going on. Good racing, but a lot of separation.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of what Indy is. Type of racing you get here, and it came down to fuel strategy and all that sort of thing. But obviously at the end it got a little bit dramatic. Of course, if you're sitting in that car running low on fuel, it's a little oof. You get a little scared. Yeah. Yep. And but yeah, GT and GTM was able to pull it off tonight. But yeah.
All righty, folks. Well, that's going to go ahead and do it here for Max Speed TV. Until tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Right back at it here with myself, Joshua Medlock, and Little King, Elvis Rankin, up here in the booth with me. If, of course, he can make it, we'll go with that as well. But until then, stay safe. Thank you all. Thank you all the sponsors, the admins, the owner of Extreme. Thank everybody. Until then, stay safe and have a good night.